Yo, welcome to Wicso 5. It's been a long time since the last time I made a Wicso video. So, first of all, something happens with Tremina. So, they do this, they do this, and then finally, they do this. No, Michigan does not do it. Or North Tremina, they don't do anything. It's only Tremina who has this war aspect in them. Which leads to Tremina getting kicked out of the alliance between them, North Tremina and Michigan. Leading to this massive scale war. I forgot to mention these two are allies. But when they join this alliance, Texas, and then finally West Mexico ends up being able to join the alliance, even with these guys' past. Beckmarch joins Tremina's side because of a certain somebody to the northeast. Wink wink, West Mexico, wink wink. They just want some sweet revenge, eh? I mean, because their boy West Mexico joined this alliance, that would mean that East Mexico joins the alliance of Tremina's. Dun dun dun. I feel like they're trying to surround West Mexico here. But oh what? Oh look. Somebody decided to join and help. It's your boy Tronelbrook. You know, it used to be Coastland's absolute destroyer. Yeah, them. Yeah. They literally took the place of the old Coastland. Who actually changes their name to Island. Like, not to the countries, but this way. They literally changed their name to Island, and that's where they got the name Island from. These are just settlements because no actual people live here. So some get deleted because they hate this idea of settlements over there, but back over to this. But for like absolutely no reason, they know how to live in the desert. The desert is literally their exact border up to here. On there. So this country is big enough to touch the Bay of California, California Bay thing, same thing anyway. But also touch the plains. Anyway, let's actually get to the war. West Mexico said Tronelbrook go after Mexico and I'll go after Beckmarch. And Toronto Brook says absolutely I'll do that. I mean, if they didn't get involved, I'd get more coastline. So F them. We're also fine with England because they were never even a part of coastline anyway. Like, some of it wasn't though. They also absolutely batter up Toronto Brook. Why I just look at the name and said that? I don't know. Maybe because I'm stupid. No context me. It's time to say a non-context line. I farted while saying the word stupid. Because I'm gassy all the time. I don't really think it's no context. You can't even see my face. Or you don't even know what's going on when this is happening because you don't live here or know no social things about me. Or at least you shouldn't. And for some reason, Toronto Brook wants these borders after the war. So Mexico keeps it. Also, this happens at the same time that Toronto Brook invaded Mexico. West Mexico absolutely slam dunks Beck March. Yeah, there was actually only one reason why Toronto Brook even joined Michigan's alliance again. And that was because Mexico was in Tremonti's alliance. The Tremonti Pact. So and these two have a little bit of beef because Toronto Brook wanted to take the coast that Mexico didn't. I mean, the coast that Mexico had. Michigan moved south with 10 times as much military as Mexico's, even though technically they have over 99% of their military up dealing with Tremonti, because Tremonti is definitely the biggest threat by far. Because have you just seen Tremonti? They're literally second in the world, but not far. But they're not far behind Michigan. So then, oh my god. Not Toronto, but they don't even border. Also, Beck March gone. West Mexico changes their name as well. No, not the alliance name. They don't change the alliance name. They change the name from West Mexico to Zalland. Sounds so close to Harland, and it's one letter away from Zealand. So I like this. North Tremina also feels betrayed, so they changed her name to Demeter. That's where they got the Greek god Demeter from in this universe, because although they don't get to Greece in a long shot, also just saying, there's a reason why Michigan getting coast on Lake Superior is bad. And I'm not talking about like getting a tiny bit of coast. I'm talking like a long coastline along the top. Like if Michigan gets a long coastline on the top. And by the way, Tremina doesn't know this, but Michigan is using this to their advantage. But they can go directly north to their capital, because going through all these major cities is a bad idea, because you'll lose so much of your military doing it. Also, Tremina deciding to hurt Michigan a little bit is deciding to move their population center away from Michigan. I mean, Michigan knew this was going to happen anyway, so Michigan has to go over. Go this way, because that's the only direction they can even put the cities without putting them in Michigan. Though, voice crack from a 10-year-old doesn't exist. It can't hurt you. Voice crack from a 10-year-old. And having the population center bordering the entire area of Michigan will make them not be able to get through. They are able to get through eventually, though. Also, this is from when they were fighting western Mexico, now named Ireland. I'm pretty sure its name was South Michigan when this happened, though, because I'm pretty sure they were all the way up here before, until Tremina got this little area down here in the bottom. Ireland does not want to just invade Mexico until they change their name to Ireland, which they did here, so they go out now. They only do this because their main focus is Tremina, because it's massive and it'll give them a lot of money. There's 2 countries in this war who I haven't even mentioned yet. Texas and Alton. I did briefly mention Demeter when I was changing its name. But yeah, that still counts. And Alton, I'm gonna mention them both here. Alton decides to do this because it lines up with the bottom area. So I'm not gonna kind of talk. I also need to clear my throat a lot. Texas is a massive border with Tremina, which They already have a bit of major cities next to this border. They don't want to go for the bottom. They can't go for the top. And they can't go meet up with Michigan. So all they have to go for is this area. And it's because they don't want to anger anyone into them invading them, because they're actually the weakest country fighting. Unless you count only Old Turn, because obviously Northern's helping them. Oh yeah, I'm gonna remove this. I just removed the gold because like it does something to me. No people have moved from being crammed down here to going down into Beckmarch's area or going up into Tremona's area. Guys, I'm just gonna say I think country's too small or too big in this. So I just want to make them perfect size. Zarland is literally just absolutely cooking here. Texas wonders if they can have permission to meet up with Michigan. Zarland says yes because they think they've taken too much from Tremona. This is what they do to make the borders look better. They make it go like a ramp area instead of just like going straight into it. Also, I just moved Texas's capital. I think I'll make Texas's capital this. Glow. Obviously, I don't know if that was Texas's capital. I don't keep note of the capitals. Tremona's moved so far north that their capital's in the south of the country now. It's just a bit with the bunch of various cities that is bad to get through. Like, if it's just a line of them, it's easy to get through. Also, with Texas's expansion, because Zarland allowed it, Michigan can't really get through this way unless to get through. So a massive war happens, which Michigan easily actually wins. And then Tremona realises that mechanism down here doesn't work as well as it does in the north section, because the north section is more developed than the south section and the east section. So it is actually quite hard to get through if you're going through the eastern area, but the western area is easier to get through. So it must be easier. And because of it, Michigan manages to be up at the top section. It's just thin though. And now the only weakness has come. And they start falling to the hands of Michigan. Here. I mean, because the capital's separated, only Michigan can really destroy Tremina. And, but you can't see it on the map, they finally got into Tremina's capital, making Tremina surrender. Tremina has lost. Now that means Michigan can focus their entire military on Mexico, the only remaining country in this war. It's because Tremina ended up having a fascist leader after a election that happened just 20 days before this whole fiasco started. It has now been a few years since this has started. But Toronto Brook ends up peacing out with Mexico. Because that's all the land they even want anyway. And obviously, Mexico's gonna accept this peace treaty. As I mean, I was about to say Pexico. Mexico's getting pounded by Michigan and Zealand right now. And then they finally end up signing a peace treaty with these two as well. So what they're gonna do is give Mexico. So Zealand's gonna take a little bit more land off of Mexico. Tremor is forced to put their capital here. And some of their population comes with it. And that's because this section gets absolutely mauled by Michigan. this will take a long time, guys, so... Hey guys, here's the peace treaty. I also need to mention something. We have this appearing. Yeah, I did all of this while not recording it. I'm like, shucks. I also moved Lima's capital and got it a little more populated. I added 2 countries, actually 3, 4, 5. I've added 5 countries to the map. And I've also mentioned how they can get to Europe quickly. But quickly, before I explain that, a few more cities are out of here. Anyway, England makes Michigan make a boat that can go from the northeastern coast of Redshire. I'll show you the entire journey again. They go north, they go all around, they circle these islands, they go back around, circle these islands, they just circle every island in view. They circle Newfoundland's islands and all that. Well, actually. They go through all the Giants Islands, they go down there, they go back, around, they all of this, hold on, they get through to Toronto Rock, and they circle all the islands in the Caribbean, which is hard to do. They also do this. They also go next to the Yucatan. They go down around, back out, and circle Cuba again. They circle Jamaica. They circle Hispaniola. They circle Puerto Rico. They circle all the West Antilles. They land here. They go around, back again. They do this. They go back round. They circle St. Lucia and Barbados again. They go down here. And they go down the entire coast of South America. Circle those islands. They just circle this island and then they go down here. They end up circling this island, which they don't even know about yet. The circling areas that they don't even know about yet, because like, I just need comparison. They go through Lima, South Peru, Ecuador, Colombia. They go down the south coast of Panama. They go to Walbrook. They actually go through the narrow coast of Ireland. Drumher, Musset. And they go up here. They get into the California Bay, California area. Same thing though. And they get up here. They circle this island. They go around up here to Izvika. That's how you actually pronounce the country. Because of news of this nation being able to touch this, these even have an alliance and they're not touching. But this guy is ending up touching anyway. They do this. They go all around this jagged coast. And then they do the journey twice over. I mean, they go all the way back, and they could do it twice over. Like, they could make the entire journey twice. Like, and I'm saying, one journey is them getting all the way to the end of Nico de Unia, and then going all the way back. And that's one journey in my eyes. And they can make 2 of those. So they can easily get across. They start from the closest country that they start from Eastland, which they think should be easy to get. Because they've recently discovered Greenland over here. And that's using Eastland's technology. Imagine using Michigan's technology to get here. It would have taken 10 times shorter. Probably actually 50 times shorter. There's literally only one major city over here. Eastland's not claiming this land. I mean, this sea area. They only claim this area because it's long. Once they finally find islands, they make a new settlement. But then they go over until they see a big mainland to give it to. And that's when they make it to Europe for once. I really thought I'd make him go through Alaska to get to the old world, but I ended up having to go here. Also, this old world is technically the new world now. Like, do this. Oh, let me check the time. Oh, dang, it is long. Anyway. Hold on. Sorry, my mom was calling me. Don't know why I need to be dressed right now. Actually, I do know why I need to get dressed right now. I haven't even had my breakfast. I'm not even dressed. So, bye guys.